In this video, I'm going to continue on what I explained in the previous video about the basics of simulations in SolidWorks. If you have missed that, and if you are a beginner in the simulations area in SolidWorks, go watch that first. I'm going to put the link both in the top right corner of the screen and in the description section below this video. So it's a quick video. Go watch that, get acquainted to what's coming, and then come watch this video, because in this video we're gonna teach you, I'm gonna teach you how to work with the simulations a little bit more in detail. All right, it is still on the beginner level, so let's get started. Hi, my name is Aryan. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I help engineers and creative minds to bring their ideas into reality through learning SolidWorks with a very new and effective method that I came up with. So if this is something for you, stay tuned and subscribe, because there is more coming. In this video, we're gonna do some simulations on this weldment structure that I have built already here. As you can see, this is done by through Weldment in SolidWorks. The joints are not perfect, but the idea is to show you how the simulations environment change when it goes to the weldment section. So when you want to do simulations on a weldment structure, the interface changes a little bit. It becomes a little bit more complicated, but it actually simplifies your job. So let's see. Okay, so we have this structure here. Don't ask me how I did it, because it's not the topic of this video. Again, we go to Simulations tab, New Study, again linear, and click OK. Took a little bit longer, and as you can see, we have some balls in magenta and let's call it dirty green. The green points are the end points, and the purple points are the joint points. This is SolidWorks gift to you when you want to define all these fixtures. So as you can see, under connections, which I did not touch in the previous video because it was a single component, we have already some component interactions that is defined on default, because this component is built through Weldments. When you do that, SolidWorks has some integrated joints, and it just transferred that information into the simulation section. So we're not going to touch that at this point. I'm going to go to fixtures, right click, I need fixed geometries. And since I already have joints and I cannot select surfaces or edges or points on I-beams, you might be asking, hey, you just did all that. No, I cannot. If I click OK, it tells you it cannot be selected. So what can't be selected? Let's just delete all the selections and change our selection to joints. When it comes to beams, we need to only select joints, and that's the symbol for it. So I can only click on these dirty green balls or anything. I don't know what are they called. And I have 6 of them. All right. So these 6 columns are fixed on the ground, and that happys me. I'm going to leave it at that. What else? I'm going to assign some force. It's a heavy structure, so I'm going to assign the force here. Let's just say 120 newtons, that's 12 kilos, 120 kilos, 1.2 tons, 12 tons, 120 tons. That's fine. And let's run the simulation. Material is not defined. See, I forgot about that. Right click on the part, apply favorite material to all bodies, plain carbon steel. Boom. Now we can run the study. First, the mesh progress is happening. 100% done. Now the simulation is about to start. Okay, another difference that you notice here, when it comes to simulating weldments, your I-beams turn into lines or columns. It's because the I-beams are designed to transfer the force in a certain way, so you don't need to see how it bends. All you need to know is how your structure is going to behave when you assign or apply that much force to it. This is the stress and chart. As we know, this is the displacement. In the displacement, the I-beams turn into columns, round cross-sectional columns. And as you can see, one side of our structure is actually bending more, and we have the red spot shifted to this side and the green spot to that side. The reason can be further investigated. Maybe I will go on that quickly, but let's see what else we see here. Double click on displacement. As I explained in the previous video, when I set it to true scale, you can see despite all these movement, this big movement that you see in front of you, the maximum movement is actually about 15 centimeters, which is about this much, which is a lot. That was 120 tons, and this moves 15 centimeters. Now, if it's gonna fail or not, that's a different story. I'm not gonna go into that. Actually, I don't know if it's gonna fail or not. I'm not an expert in that in these structures. So this joint, I'm gonna leave it at this angle, has the worst stress point and most displacement. When I go back to model, I'll try to investigate why it's that. Maybe it's because of this, the way my connection is formed to fit here. Look at this. By no means, by no stretch of imagination, this is logical or actually good. The I-beams have cut into each other because I did a sloppy model just to show you the interface of simulation. That's why that point is the weakest and this happens. If it would have been symmetric, the results would have been symmetric also. That was the interface of simulations for the Weldments. Again, leave a comment and let me know if you want me to cover more about simulations. For example, simulating a hinge, simulating something that slides on the surface. I'm not sure if this is necessary or you got the point. You can take it from here and just play along with the parameters and create your own. But if you can't, I'm always here. Ask me, I'll do a video for you. As I said in the previous video, if you want me to stay on this topic, comment. Please let me know below this video. Hey, I want more of these. If you want me to move on, say move on. Anyways, just leave a comment and let me know what you want me to cover for you, and this helps me as well. Another thing, on another note, if you are a beginner and if you just tuned into my channel and if you just happen to watch a video about simulations but you're not really good at the rest of SolidWorks, you are a beginner. As a beginner, it is my unbiased recommendation to go to my website. Yes, it sounds weird. It's my website. How can I be unbiased? It's unbiased because I'm not going to ask you for any money or anything. Just go. I'm going to ask you for email though. Go watch my webinar where I cover the 10 common mistakes that every single SolidWorks self-taught beginner is making, and it is because of building bad modeling habits. Bad modeling habits, guys, stop you from being productive. They slow your process down. I'm gonna address the 10 of most important bad habits that I have seen on my many years on being on YouTube and through my colleagues at work and my friend in the university. And I have made this video. In this video, you will learn what those mistakes are, and you will also learn how to fix them once and for all. It's not a secret, it's not a magic, it's a thing that you need to hear and see, and you learn. Done. So invest this 40 minutes or so and save many hours to come every time you work with SolidWorks. Again, hit the subscribe button, and there is more coming. I'll see you soon.